Hey everyone, how's it going? So what am I working on now? Well, I got my '05 Dodge Ram 1500, and when I was driving it today, I had to go on a long road trip. I was going pretty much all day, and when I was driving, I was like, I was, of course, when you're behind the wheel for a good 4 hours, you want to be as comfortable as possible. And I didn't think about it until I was in the middle of driving. I went to go tilt the wheel a little bit to get it into a slightly different position. It doesn't tilt. Like, that's weird. Worked before. Well, like anything else, they work before and then they don't work. They work till they don't. So I was like, okay, well, that's weird. I tried it several times and didn't work. So I'm like, okay, I'll have to look at this, obviously. I mean, it's not like it's a real detrimental thing, but I'd like for it to work. It's like if it was yours, you'd probably like for it to work, right? So I did a quick Google search because I've actually never run into this before. And I got a couple of those lately with Dodges. My Caravan, this one. Anyway, things that I haven't run into before. And I don't know if you've ever done Google searches on particular problems, and then you get those mechanics assistants that come up, and you could pay them to give you advice or whatever. I happened to catch the first line because it'll give you, it'll say, tilt wheel, tilt steering, Dodge Ram tilt steering, and then it'll give like dot, 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 like meaning there's more to that question. And then it'll give like a partial answer. That's all you could see like on the main search header. The answer started, did you check the, and I was like, okay. So I clicked on that, just out of curiosity. And this is one of those, like you fix it or whatever the heck it's called, I don't know. And it said, guy's question was, that the tilt steering doesn't work or whatever. The first response was, did you check the fluids? And people pay for this service. Did you check the fluids? Okay. Anyway, thought it was funny. So let me show you what I got. So here we go. It doesn't feel like it's connected to anything. I don't recall how these things actually work. But like when you get to about here, I used to feel like something that'll grab something and then click, release, and then this thing would pop up or down. Right now, does nothing. So you gotta start with, you gotta take this little piece off, this rubber piece off, and it's pretty simple, just that. Pull down on it. And then there are torque screws going up here. There's one here, one on the other side, and there should be one in the middle maybe, possibly, yeah, right there. So let me get those out and take the covers off and let's see what we got. Okay, so I got those 3 screws out. The 2 on the corners are the black ones, and as you can see, it's got a coarse thread to it because it goes in through and into plastic, goes through plastic and into plastic. The center one on almost every one I've ever taken apart on almost any type of vehicle is usually a silver one, usually, with like a machine screw thread. So in case you go to put this back together and you forgot where the screws went, this is usually the one that's in the center here, because the center one here actually goes into like some of the mechanism that's up there. All right, so usually trim covers, yeah, they usually just pop off easily. On some vehicles, however, there'll actually be screws going in this way, and what you have to do is cut the wheels like such so you could get to it. This one doesn't have it, that design. Let's see. I gotta pop this off of, I gotta pop the shift lever stuff off and get it around the ignition switch. Just like that. So now this should come off. I've seen a couple different videos when I was looking. Yeah, this thing over here, oops, I'm sorry. See the lever there goes to something over here, and it's broken apart. All right, let me drop this lower panel here. There should just be 2 screws, one right about here and one over there. Let me drop those so this way I can get this panel off. This way I have more room and I can see what's going on. All right, so I got the lower 2 screws out. Now this thing should just, yeah, just pops out. Oh, and there's a piece that fell out. See this? So this was part of whatever this is up here. but I'm not quite sure how it works. So let me investigate this a little more and see if I can actually figure it out. I'm really not sure. I'm assuming, obviously, with the way that cable goes, when you actuate this lever, obviously it's supposed to pull on this or something. Maybe it rotates this around? Huh. No idea how that's actually supposed to work. Let me see if I can't figure this out. Okay, so looking really close at this, I realized this has got teeth on it, and so does this. So this, if I can hold it securely, I'm trying to do this with my left hand, I'm not left-handed. See, now it's actually grabbed that piece. Now, if I go to pull this down, yeah, see that? It releases it. Why would they do that? It's kind of a dumb way of doing something. I mean, I could probably epoxy that in place. Like, why would they have the teeth? To make it adjustable, I guess? So this piece goes over top and sandwiches it down. I mean, I could just put this in place. I could put this piece in place and wrap a zip tie around it. Maybe. Let me try that. I'm just curious if that'll work. Maybe I can glue this in place and then wrap a zip tie around it. Because this is just to hold it down where it is. Just like that. So, let me try that first. Yeah, PVC cement might work really good on this too. But the thing is, it's got some kind of a grease on it, I think. Yeah, it's got grease on it. Let me try cleaning that off, and let me see what I can come up with. But now you kind of understand how that works. That thing rotates to release the column. Okay, kind of an interesting setup. All right, let's see what I can come up with. So what I did was I had some 2-part epoxy. I mixed it up on that bag there. I had some 2-part epoxy, and I kind of put some on the splined side, and I put some on this side with that plastic piece, because that's supposed to hold like tension on it. I don't know if it's going to hold. I don't know if this epoxy is any good. I've had this epoxy for years, so it might not be any good anymore. But I guess we're going to find out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap a zip tie around it and hold the whole thing together. Because right now, that thing will work. See, it's trying to put tension on it. But I don't want to put any tension on it until I actually have something holding it together there. So let me wrap a zip tie around that, and hopefully that'll be fine. If not, I'd be willing to bet I got to take this entire thing apart to get that little plastic collar in there. Kind of a dumb design. Well, whatever. I mean, it lasted this long, 251,000 miles now. Alright, so there we go. And as you see, I wrapped the zip tie around and just tightened it up. So now, oops, hold on. My imaging thing didn't work. Hold on one second. Or my zoom feature. So now I should be able to, yeah, see, I can actually tilt the wheel again. Try to do this so you can see it. See that? So I can have it down there, up there, and it locks and latches. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim that zip tie. I'm going to leave it like that. I'm curious how long it's going to last. Like I said, kind of an odd design, but it is what it is. I didn't design it. And let's see if that epoxy actually works. It's starting to stiffen up, but it should have dried up, or it should have been pretty hard by now. But then again, it is like 45 degrees here. So when you're dealing with cooler temperatures, usually it takes a little bit longer for stuff to cure. And like I said too, this stuff is quite old, so it's possible it may never cure. If not, I'll have to take it apart and get some new stuff and try it again. Might have been able to put a hose clamp around that too. Hose clamp might have been a little bit sturdier, but this is just easy. All right, let me trim that off and let's put this back together. Okay, with the zip tie trimmed down like that, I'm happy with that. Now I'm going to put the covers back on. We'll put these covers on first because it's much easier to put these on and then put that lower trim panel back on. So let me get those in place. Just make sure when you're putting these things on that the boot for the shifter itself, make sure you got that in the right position, because that'll give you fits when you're going back together. Unfortunately, I got no way to film that as I'm putting this back together, but let me get that on there and I'll show you. All right, so there you see everything's all together. And on this side, I got the boot back in place. Now the inner portion here of the actual cover, which you kind of can't even see. Let's see if I can focus in on it. It's actually broken, so there's a pretty big gap there. But there's nothing I can do about it. I'm not worried about getting that straightened out. But it's actually broken. Whatever the tab is that locks everything in place, it's actually broken. So now I'm going to get the screws in and then put that lower cover on, and then we're going to be done. Okay, screws are in the trim cover, and this lower panel, you just catch those top clips, push that in place, and then you catch the bottom screws. The bottom screws in this are Phillips. I don't know if it's supposed to be Phillips, but they are Phillips on this one. So basically, get it up to where it belongs. Find where the screw goes. Sorry if I came off of that. And then catch the screw. I can't do this one-handed. I got it started. But anyway, you get the idea. So, and then the other screw, and then we'll put that little shift lever back on, or tilt lever back on. Okay, so last but not least, the lever. And the lever just clips in place. And then now, okay, so I'm happy with that. At least now it works. So hopefully just sitting and curing will, or sitting will actually allow it to cure. But yeah, let me clean up my tools and we're gonna go from there. Okay, so that's it, all back together. And like I said, now we have tilt wheel. Perfect. So, I mean, it's not the kind of fix I like doing, but in a situation like this, hopefully it lasts. If not, I'll figure something else out. I might have to get better epoxy. Like I said, I got a funny feeling PVC cement might have worked good on that. It's just something to grab that collar to rotate it. You know, maybe a hose clamp would have worked. I don't know. That worked for now. Like I said, because sometimes when you're driving long distance, sometimes it's nice to be able to tilt the wheel one way or the other while you're cruising. So, all right. Anyway, that's it. Relatively simple repair, but I hate even calling those repairs, because is it really a repair? Yeah, it's kind of like a Band-Aid. My mustache is messed up. Anyway, it's kind of like a Band-Aid if you ask me. But it's my own vehicle. Would I do that to a customer's car? It depends on the price of that part. I'd have to see. If it's in a pinch, like, you know, somebody tilted it all the way down and they wanted to get it back up, yeah, I would do that in a pinch for somebody. I wouldn't consider that a permanent repair. I'd consider that a repair to get you back on the road type of thing. But anyway, that's about it. All right, hopefully getting something out of my videos. If you are, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. All right, guys, have a great day. Keep wrenching.